To Kashmir next, where tensions continue to escalate, with Pakistan's defense minister saying a military incursion by India is, quote, imminent. A week after militants killed 26 people, mainly tourists, in the disputed region, Khawaja Muhammad Asif said Pakistan was on high alert and ready to respond if there was any threat to its territory. India has blamed the attack on Pakistan, calling it an act of cross-border terrorism. Islamabad has repeatedly denied the allegations. And since then, fears of war between the two countries have been growing. DW's Sandra Petersman reports.
A picture that speaks for itself. A young bride kneeling beside her dead husband, mourning his execution-style killing. The couple were newlyweds, honeymooning in Indian-administered Kashmir until extremists tore their world apart. At Kashmir's iconic tourist spots, there is an eerie silence. These places would normally be buzzing with visitors from across India. But the brutal, targeted killing of 26 civilians, 25 of them Hindu men, has crushed Kashmir's summer season. Meanwhile, India and Pakistan are locked in a war of words. India has linked last Tuesday's massacre to its neighbor and arch-enemy, with Prime Minister Narendra Modi publicly promising revenge.
I say to the whole world, India will identify, track and punish every terrorist and their backers. We will pursue them to the ends of the earth. India's spirit will never be broken by terrorism.
Over the years, Delhi has consistently accused Pakistan of sponsoring terror and enabling cross-border terrorism on Indian soil. Pakistan has consistently denied these claims. Its Prime Minister, Shahbaz Sharif, has made it clear that its military will retaliate if attacked.
Our valiant armed forces remain fully capable and prepared to defend the country's sovereignty and its territorial integrity.
Indian security forces in Kashmir continue their manhunt to track down the extremists behind the brutal attack. They have reportedly identified 2 of the attackers as Pakistani nationals, a claim that cannot be independently verified by DW. With diplomatic ties downgraded, visas suspended, the main land border crossing shut, and a crucial water treaty suspended, the attack has upended relationships and economic ties. Instead, troops from both nuclear powers are on high alert, with regular exchange of small arms fire at the line of control that divides the Indian and Pakistani part of Kashmir.
DW's Adil Bhat is in Srinagar in Indian-administered Kashmir. Adil, Pakistan's defense minister making those comments saying that military incursion by India is imminent. Are there signs that he's right?
Yes, there are definitely signs and tensions have been escalating between two countries in the last few days. Both the countries have engaged in small arms fighting on the border. India accuses Pakistan of unprovoked firings. So these early exchanges on the border have led to speculations over where this might go from here. And the opinion in New Delhi among analysts is divided. So there are few experts who believe that India might go beyond surgical strikes and low-intensity cross-border firings. However, there are others who argue that a full-scale war and a massive retaliatory action from India is not a possibility now. Also, we need to remember that both countries are nuclear armed, and there are dangers involved in going for a full-scale hot war. Nevertheless, what experts tell us, they say that this attack has brought India and Pakistan on the brink of an armed conflict, if not a war. And in the past, in 2016 and even in 2019, India had retaliated with surgical strikes. They called it that it was these surgical strikes were for terror launch pads in Pakistan. Both these strikes were in response to attacks by Pakistan in Jammu and Kashmir. Also, we heard from Prime Minister Modi. He said that terrorists and their backers will be punished beyond their imagination. And Pakistan is also preparing for military incursions by India, as evident from the statement made by Defense Minister Khawaja Asif. So given these developments, what we need to wait and watch if India will adopt same retaliatory measures or go beyond. So the president is already set. Now there's a growing domestic pressure of Prime Minister Modi's government. They must do something militarily this time.
With all of this looming over the situation there, how would you describe the on-the-ground feeling in Kashmir over the past few days since this attack on tourists?
So what we see right now, generally in Kashmir, that the tension has gripped the whole region. Kashmir is still, reeling from the impact of the recent militant attack on civilians. Locals here are anxious, and people are still talking about this attack almost every corner of Kashmir. And the recent militant attack has also armed the locals that anything can happen, that there could be a massive escalation between two nuclear-armed nations. Also, there are memories of past wars between two countries, India and Pakistan, that still haunt people here. Yesterday, I traveled to Pahalgam region, which is a few kilometers away where the attack. I went to that spot which was almost a kilometer away from where 26 civilians were killed last week. Now, a week after the attack, this place, I'm talking about Pahalgam region, it resembles a ghost town. It was a bustling market and there was a bustling crowd and it was buzzing with tourist activity. Now there's nobody there. So there is fear and strange kind of panic among the locals in the Pahalgam region. While they're still reeling from the trauma of the attack, what authorities have now done, they have started crackdown on suspected militants and those associated with that attack. And they conducted raids, they dismantled several homes of suspected militants. And now what we hear, that there's a mega manhunt going on in the thick forest of Pahalgam by the armed forces to nab militants. I spoke to some local pony riders who witnessed the attack also, and they told me that they are being questioned every day almost. Among are those who saved the lives of injured also. They told me that they have been unnecessarily drawn to it.
Right.
They are in panic and frustrated what's about to come.
All right, DW's Adil Bhat reporting from Srinagar in the disputed Kashmir region. Thank you.